These days, your average smartphone has facial recognition or fingerprint scanners, but using such scanners, for example, when you apply for documents at Home Affairs, means you have to clean the device every time to avoid spreading COVID-19. Well, our government research body, the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, has developed a contactless fingerprint scanner, which could even be used to capture data from 6-week-old babies. CSIR Senior Software Engineer Edwin Rampine joins us now from Pretoria to discuss their latest tech breakthrough, VeristicPrint. Edwin, thank you so much for your time. If you can explain to me as simply as possible how exactly the technology works.
All right, thank you for having me. So simply put, VeristicPrint is essentially technology that allows you to use a device as simple as a phone or a webcam that has a camera to actually take a picture of your finger, and then the software then processes that picture and creates a fingerprint out of it. A fingerprint that's equivalent to as if you scanned it with a normal traditional fingerprint touch scanners. So that's in fact the big part of the technology. And then it as well allows us to store it securely in a manner that allows us to use it in many different applications.
Edwin, I mentioned in the intro there that, with this technology, you'd be able to get fingerprints from babies. Why would that be important?
Well, this is one of the many applications of the technology. So as the CSR, we managed to as well add it to our other technologies and researches, which include being able to capture a baby's fingerprint. Now, the idea behind that is because it's contactless, you don't need to press a finger on a surface, therefore distorting the fingerprint and the ridges and all that. So it then opened the door to this particular, part of the technology where you can even take a picture of a baby, and as they grow, it actually retains that features and actually can detect them as the baby grows. So that's one of the other applications that this VeristicPrint allowed us to enable.
A large part of our viewership are SMMEs. What are the business opportunities for them with this kind of technology?
All right, so the idea is that we want the technology to make impact, in the country, around the world. So with SMMEs, businesses, and other corporates, the idea is that whatever the application that they have, in fact, because we designed it so that it can integrate to existing software applications, to new technologies, it can actually make impact in many sectors. An example could be in the delivery of foods sector, where you want to truly identify that the person I'm delivering this to is in fact the identity I'm looking for. Or in emergency services on the side of the road, someone is unconscious, can actually use a device of this nature to be able to capture their fingerprint and use that information to retrieve more information from other databases. Online banking, mobile transactions. So the applications are limitless in our opinion, and therefore SMMEs and businesses can actually use this technology in their various business transactions and opportunities for the various users as well.
All this fingerprint data, Edwin, has got to be stored somewhere, and data is a very big talking point right now, where it's stored and how it's used. What's the security setup like for all of this data that you'll be keeping on VeristicPrint?
Well, just to describe it better, then VeristicPrint is going to be used to be plugged into other solutions, right? So whatever mechanisms that, say, a business already has now storing their fingerprints securely can actually carry on with that. What we are bringing into the picture is the contactless acquisition part, the processing of that fingerprint information or data itself, but also we have a feature that we refer to as the hash matcher within the VeristicPrint. This allows us to actually capture this fingerprint and store it in a hashed form. Now, a hashed form means it's a reversible encryption. Now, that means we're already providing the security within the VeristicPrint. Now, the business or the solution that exists when they incorporate VeristicPrint can take that hashed fingerprint and store it in their secure databases and so on. And just to add, this is to enhance security, not to reduce it. Thereby, other considerations of security must be considered holistically. So it doesn't replace any of that, it enhances part of that. So existing databases of fingerprints can still work with this technology, and they can still be continuously stored securely as they've been.
All right. Well, Edwin, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations on this breakthrough. I think there'll be quite a huge uptake of it. The CSIR's Senior Software Engineer, Edwin Rampine, speaking of VeristicPrint, a brand new contactless biometric identification system.